Hello guys, and welcome to Old School Completionist Episode 1. So, before I get into the actual clips, guess might be a little bit of a spoiler of what's going on towards the end of the episode, but I don't think anything too exciting will happen while I'm explaining this to you guys. So, I wanted to start off before we get into the clips of the series by just explaining what the series is about and what the goal is, where I came up with it, and why I'm doing it, and just give you guys a basis so you all are kind of on the same page before we get into it, so you have a better understanding of exactly what I'm doing. And because this series does, I guess, have a little bit more direction than my main progress series, which was really just like anything that I considered progress on my main account, which this series still is. I mean, it's taking the place of main progress, and it's just going to include whatever the hell I feel like doing. But the general objective of this series is to basically complete all content in Old School RuneScape. So that includes anything that's on the completion list on RS3 that exists in Old School, and also goes beyond that. So the way I came up with this is I started off by going on the RuneScape 3 Wikia page and looking at the completionist cape list. I copied down everything on there that exists in Old School and put that as a regular completionist. Actually, I already would have a regular completionist cape on Old School if they actually released it with the same exact recs that are on RS3, the things that exist in Old School. I would already have a comp cape because really it's just like diaries, music tracks, and maxed all skills, and maybe like a couple of little things, but it's not really that much extra stuff past maxing. And I already have most of the stuff that would be on the trim list also. Currently, the only things I'm missing are Champion Scrolls and Castle Wars outfit and the Ancient Cavern notes, and everything else on the trim list I have. So I went on there, I copied everything off of the regular list and off the trim list, and I started from there. And then after that, I looked for there's a thing on RS3 called True Trim, which is sort of an unofficial thing that a lot of players have come together to start to work on, and I know a lot of players have already completed a lot of this stuff, and it's basically just stuff that would make sense to be on the completion list that isn't for whatever reason, because the completion list on RS3 are a little bit arbitrary. I mean, they include things like Castle Wars armor, but they don't include things like Trouble Brewing armor, and it's like, it's armor reward for a minigame, why is it some things and not others? So I didn't want to just stop there. I wanted to complete everything that exists on Old School. So I guess it sounds like a pretty lofty goal, but I mean, I'll have in the description linked in every single one of these videos my current list of what I've completed, and it will be a list of what I've completed before the start of the episodes. You can't go on there and see any spoilers or anything like that. But the objective of this series is to complete all the stuff that's on that list, which is basically anything that's completable and non-repeatable. So, once I get a champion scroll drop and I kill a champion, I can't get another one, and it's done. And the only way that I can get that champion scroll is from killing the said monster, and that's just an example. And there's a lot of different stuff like that. Any reward that you can get from minigames that is unique to that minigame, I will be getting. So that includes Castle Wars armor, that includes Trouble Brewing stuff, that includes Void, Penance Gear, all sorts of different stuff like that. Things I won't be doing are things like barrows that don't have any unique rewards that you can't buy off the GE. I won't be doing any bossing just for the sake of getting bossing drops, because you can just buy those. However, I will be going for all the boss pets, because the only way you can get those is from killing the bosses themselves. So that's kind of the basis. You guys are always welcome to suggest new things for me to complete, and I can't promise that I'll complete everything. I mean, one thing, I hate doing clue scrolls. I really just don't like them, and you can get a rank on the wall in the observatory. If you go up there, you can look at your clue scroll completion, like number that you completed, and you get a rank in there. And you can get, I think at 2,000 clue scrolls completed, you get the highest rank, and that is technically completable, non-repeatable content. It's something that I really don't want to do, and I don't think I would enjoy it at all. And the only way that I would actually do it is just farming easy clues, which sounds really boring. So as of now, that's off. I'm not going to bother doing it. I'm not going to do clues, because I don't like doing clues, and the objective of this series is also to have fun, because it's a game, and you're supposed to have fun in games that you play. So I'm going for stuff that I find fun. Things like this I find fun, it's interesting, it's enjoyable, and I'm completing stuff that I haven't done before, haven't done exactly this way before, haven't done in a long time, and just experiencing different parts of the game that I haven't gotten to experience in a long time, because I've been doing so much skilling for so long. So that's the basis of this series, and that's what I'm going to be going for, and I encourage you guys to check out the description to see the full list of what exactly I'm going for, and hopefully you guys have a good understanding of what exactly the purpose of this series is. Probably blabbered on for long enough, so let's get into the actual episode. And this will be the main series of my channel for the next quite a long time. I mean, I think I'll probably complete all of this stuff besides boss pets by probably within like 4 months or so is my hope, and then after that, boss pets will take an incredibly long time. That'll probably be its own series, but I'm going to be going for everything besides boss pets first, and then boss pets after that. But enough talking, enough blabbering, let's get into the clips and see what I've managed to accomplish in the past week of being a completionist nerd. Alright, well, another Basilisk trip is done, not task, because I'm not actually doing Slayer. 2.5k kills, no Basilisk Head yet, but yeah. I think I'm actually going to take a Varrock skirt next trip, because I can see 21 HP right now. By the end of these trips, I'm always very low HP, so I think it'd probably be a better idea to take Varrock skirt. So yeah, this is the amount that I spent on the last trip, 126k, and I got like, what was it, 200 something k back, so make about 100k profit each trip, so yeah, bank is being made, it's awesome. Woohoo. Each trip is about an hour and a half too, I think, so yeah. Oh my god, this guy's about to die. He's about to die. But anyway, so this trip I brought a Serpentine Helm, and I did bring a Varrock skirt. It has 2 less prayer bonus. I have plus 25 with the proselyte legs, but it has a lot higher defense bonus, and I think I actually need that. Even though I'm 99 defense and these are level 61, they still do hit you down after a while. I wonder if this guy's a bot or what. Oh, he's eating. Oh, too bad. I wouldn't have gotten this stuff anyways, because it has half an hour, but must have been AFKing a bit too hard. The Light Mystic Hat. This is the 1 in 5 fell drop. Pretty much all Slayer task drops are 1 in 5 12. And I've only gotten actually, I think, 3 of these, and I've killed almost 3k Basilisks now, so I've been getting unlucky with Mystic Hats, but yeah, I'm at, I think, like 2.8k kills right now, and still no Basilisk Head, so still working on it, but I don't think Bandos is worth using. I'm averaging like 1400 XP per hour, so it's like pretty similar to Proselyte, and I'm using a lot more prayer pots, so yeah, I'm gonna go back to Proselyte top Varrock skirt after this trip, but I figured I'd just test it to see how big of a difference it makes. Really hardly any difference whatsoever, so yeah. I am in my first real game of Trouble Brewing that I've ever experienced. It's like being a noob again. I have no idea what is going on at all, but it's amazing. I need to learn to cherish this feeling because it may never happen again. 104 pieces of 8, that's actually pretty good. So this is something that I'm probably going to run into a lot with Trouble Brewing. There are 3 other people in the SC, none of them are actually playing games. So there's no way for me to actually play Trouble Brewing because I don't even have one other person that can go in here. And it's actually pretty annoying to try to get an alt for Trouble Brewing. I mean, my Iron Man would probably be my best bet, but you need like 40 Slayer, 40 or 42 Slayer, 40 Farming, like a whole bunch of other stats to get, because you have to do Rum Deal, you have to do Cabin Fever to be able to get onto Mostly Harmless to actually play this game. So yeah, and nobody really plays it, but I am going to be going for every single item in this store besides the stuff and the 2 rums. But all of the naval outfits and all of the flags, and the Phasmatist flag is what I'm going to go for first. 6,000 pieces of 8, that takes about 25 hours of actual games, if you're not boosting at all, if you're just doing 25-minute games for 100 pieces of 8 per game, which you can very easily do. Just fill up 100 water buckets and deposit them, and then AFK for the rest of the game, and you get 100 pieces of 8 no matter what. Doesn't matter whether your team wins or loses. But yeah, the Port Phasmatist flag is definitely the most badass reward. Wearing that plus like gold Castle Wars plate legs, Chompy hat, all that shit would be fucking awesome, so that's going to be the first thing I'm going to go for, but it's going to take a fair bit of time. Oh, look at that. It's another person right here. Perfect. Yes, I do, sir. So this is what you do in Trouble Brewing to actually get points. All of these different things up here, or at least this right here, the bitter nut, yeah, I think it's bitter nut, all the way through to the scrapey bark, are all resources that you can deposit up top, and I'll show you guys. This is the easiest way to get pieces of 8. You have to you get pieces of 8 for depositing resources, and you can get up to 100 pieces of 8 per game from depositing resources. So you can just get a whole bunch of buckets and just keep depositing the buckets until you get to 100 buckets right here. As you can see, the count goes up. So that's what I do every game. It takes maybe like 4 minutes to get all of like 100 buckets, and then the rest of it you can just AFK. You can get points from actually brewing rum, but you can't really brew rum unless you have a bigger team. You can get 2 pieces of 8 per 1 rum that you brew, and I think you can get up to 150 pieces of 8 per game. So you can get, if you get 25 rum brews, then you get your max score. But it's impossible. Like the most I've managed to do in one game is like 4 or 5 rum brews solo, which might be possible to do a little bit more, but you have to spend the entire game focusing to do that for maybe an extra like 10 pieces of 8, where you get 100 for just filling up the bucket, sticking them in there, and then AFKing. So I think that's really the best way to go. But yeah, the scoring system for this game is a little bit broken, and also obviously the rewards are completely useless, which is why it's so dead. It would be nice if this game was revived somehow. It would be fun. I just went to I was at Trouble Brewing, did a couple more, actually not like one more game, and it was dead. Everyone left. So I came over to here and said, oh, I guess I'll fish, see if I can get my big bass. First fucking inventory, big bass. And that's not the only thing. Alright, so on RS3, I have every single one of the big fish. You can get a big bass, you can get a big swordfish, and you can get a big shark. Every single one of them I've gotten within like 100 fish. I got the big bass on RS3, first time I ever did big net fishing. This is the same thing, first time I've ever done big net fishing on this game. Fucking big I can't actually believe this right now, that's fucking crazy. But there's another trophy done, easiest one I've gotten so far. That's fucking amazing. So I guess I'll probably start AFKing swordfish now. Yeah, I'm just doing my homework right now. This is a 1 in 1,000 chance. Swordfish is 1 in 2,500, and shark is 1 in 5,000. So the shark could potentially take an extremely long time to get, but yeah, that's amazing. Alright, well that's my last trouble brewing game for the day. I actually 6-hour log doing this, so yeah, I've done a lot of trouble brewing today, but I'm gonna go check in the bank and see how many pieces of 8 I've gotten so far today. I think I have over 2k, but I'm not exactly sure because you have to just bank them after each time so you can go in, because you can't take any items in your inventory. So 1998, I was right, just under 2k pieces of 8. There we go. There it is on the floor, the Basilisk Head. Thank you. Decided to head over to Basilisk for a bit and turn on stream. I quit trouble brewing for the time being, so I want to do something else more interesting. And let's see how many kills it was. 3,400 kills. Way more than that should be, but it's done. Hell yeah. Well, headed over to Kudos, and I just got a Mystic robe top, so that's kind of cool. I have 3 Mystic hats, 1 pair of Mystic boots from Cockatrice. Yeah, the hats were from Basilisk, and I guess you get the robe tops from Kudos, so that's kind of cool, I guess. I think it's like 70k or something, I don't know. Well, that's the first leaf-bladed sword drop. I think those are actually worth a decent bit, but I should probably get, according to the drop rate, I think they're like 1 in 300 something. I should get like 10 of these before I get ahead, but we'll see how that actually works out. I did about 4 hours of trouble brewing today, so let's see, 4.4k pieces of 8, so, or actually no, it's like 4.5k actually, so I did about 1k pieces of 8 today, which is pretty nice. So I'm 1.5k piece of 8 off of the Phasmatist flag, so probably get that this weekend. It shouldn't be too difficult. But I think I'm going to actually go kill some imps right now and see if I can get the imp champion scroll. Because Kuros are kind of boring. I think I want to try for something else for a little while, so I think the best way to go would probably be to blowpipe them with like steel darts or something, just because you get the range and they have very low HP, so I think that's probably what I'm going to do, just pick up some steel darts and get the blowpipe going on. No way. Oh, that is so lucky. Alright. I gained 9.9k range XP. These are, hold on, alright. These are 8 times 4 XP each. 9,900 divided by 32. I only killed 300. I killed 300 imps. And these are the most annoying fucking things to kill. Oh, yes. So glad I got that one. How about picking on someone your own size? I'll see you at the Champions Guild. Thank you very much. 2 champion scrolls one night. Let's pick this thing up. Oh yeah. Thank you very much. It's just under 1k goblins killed, and that's another champion scroll done. Beautiful. The final moment. Just over 6k pieces of 8. It's time to purchase the Port Phasmatist flag. Alright, this is it. Phasmatist flag costs 6,000 pieces of 8. Bam. Let's see it. Oh, that looks sick. That looks sick. Mission successful. This flag, 23 hours of work right there. So I think I found the best place to kill skeletons, which is a champion scroll dropper, so I'm gonna have to kill quite a few of these, but this is level 10 wilderness. It's sort of like the southwest side of the wilderness. There's a whole bunch of skeletons here at this mine. I think you can mine like coal here or something, but yeah. I just finished an hour, and there we go. I did about 3,050 XP per hour in prayer, which is around 650 kills, or actually it's closer to like 670 or so kills per hour, which is quite good. I did use about 1.3k cannonballs over an hour, so as a figure there, I guess it's somewhat expensive, but you know, you have to expect to use cannonballs here. I also, let's see how many darts I used. I think I was at like 54%. Let me see if I can scroll up and see. I think I checked earlier. Maybe not, but I think I used about 6% of my blowpipe, and also I think only like a couple hundred darts, so it's not too expensive in that. I am using steel darts. I might switch over to myth darts because it seems like it would make a significant difference, but yeah, every single champion scroll is 1 in 5k, and I guess so far I've killed about 700 of these skeletons, so yeah, I was looking around at a lot of different spots. I might try a few other ones just to see, but I think this is pretty much the best, and it's only level 10 wilderness, and as long as you have your cannon placed down, you'll protect your blowpipe. Just you have to make sure that you don't pick up your cannon, because your cannon parts do protect over it, but if you have the cannon down, it's fine, and if you die with the cannon out, it doesn't matter. You can just collect it from Nolodian if it decays, and if not, you can just come back and pick it up. So you just need to make sure you have your cannon on the floor, and you aren't really risking anything besides your cannonballs. And this time, I just brought like 2k cannonballs with me, and I didn't want to risk too much, but yeah. This is actually quite a good spot. So I'm killing hill giants right now. I'm averaging 10.8k per XP per hour, and these do give big bones, so it's 15 XP per bone, but that's about 700, a little over 700 kills per hour doing these, which is actually quite good. And this is, if any of you guys are wondering, this is south of, I'll move back over. This is south of the Orania altar, the place where you hunt red salamanders, and north of the observatory. There's a whole bunch of them here. I think there's like 6 spawns or something like that. Really good spot. Definitely don't, if you happen to go for champion scrolls, then definitely don't kill them down in the what is it, the Varrock and Edgeville dungeons thing, the thing like goes beneath both of them. Kill them here because it's a nice open area, very easy to cannon, and I am using the same like cannon, like relative cannon placement that I use for fire giants, because these are like 2x3s. I think they're like an awkward monster, so you can't use your northeast spot. But if you stand 2 west and what is that one, 4 north, something like that. I don't know. That's the same like relative cannon placement that I use for fire giants, since fire giants are the exact same size. And I'm getting quite a few kills per hour with these, so I'm probably going to camp at these for a little while. I actually really enjoy killing these just because they're nice to cannon and stuff, so probably going to just camp out with these until I get the scroll, or until like 5k kills, I think. So I'll probably stay here for a good amount of time. I don't know, I guess unless I get bored or something. But yeah, I actually did put an offer in the G for 100k cannonballs, which is a good portion of my cash stack right now. I'm so embarrassingly poor, but if I run out of money, I'll just do some rune crafting, and I think 100k cannonballs will probably last for most, if not all, the champion scrolls, unless I get really unlucky with one of them. I will have to put down a little bit of money for silver scales and darts if I'm going to keep blowpiping. I might try out doing some whipping on some of these and see how big of a difference it makes, but I think for these monsters especially, it's really good to blowpipe because they have such low HP that the blowpipe has better DPS overall, but it also has even better DPS on monsters with lower HP, just because with the whip, you know, half the attacks you do aren't even dealing the full damage because they're already like low HP and the whip can't max on them, whereas with the blowpipe you can max with lower HP since it hits less damage per hit. So that's one of the reasons that blowpipe is so good, aside from the fact that it just has ridiculous DPS. But yeah, I think I'm going to stick with the blowpipe for as long as I can. Another thing I might do some runecraft and try to get myself some ranger boots, because snakeskin boots are a little bit sad looking, but other than that, I do have max range. So anyways, yeah, this is a really good spot. I guess this will probably be my 4th champion scroll. I have 3 right now. One of them has already been slaughtered, and it was a very old one, that lesser demon. But yeah, so far my champion scroll luck has been very good, so we'll see how it works out with the rest of them. There's probably going to be at least 2 or 3 that I get really shitty luck on, but that's supposed to happen, you know. RNG is inconsistent, and the worst one that I had in RS3 was like 12,000 lesser demons on there. So we'll see if I manage to beat that on any of the things I have to kill on this game. The one thing I hope is that it's not Earth Warrior, because Earth Warriors are going to be awful on here. The only place you can kill them is in that shitty little wilderness spot with like 3 spawns and a bunch of shit in the way that makes it hard to cannon them, but we'll see how that goes. I'm going to stick with the better ones for now and hopefully get this hill giant scroll pretty soon. I've killed almost 3k of these and no luck so far, but I can't complain until I get past 5k kills, since the drop rate of these is 1 in 5k. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed the first episode of Old School Completionist. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys enjoyed as well. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you all next week for episode 2.